Hey y'all, what's going on? It's Hunter Elliott. I'm here with old Corporal Buster, the cat, and we are finalizing our review today on the Colt Custom Carry Commander 1911 style pistol. Test sample here, chambered in .45 auto, but it can also be had in 9mm Luger. And the MSRP is $25.99. You heard that right, $25.99. But hang on, bear with me. There's a reason for it, and we're going to get to that. But let's talk about this real quick like a rabbit. It comes with two 7-round Wilson Combat magazines. They are out and empty. I have locked the slide to the rear. There's no shame in this cat. And I've ensured the chamber is empty. However, the pistol is still pointed in a safe direction, so we know we're all good to go. This pistol is entirely built and fit in the Colt Custom Shop with a really nice laundry list of parts. And we're going to go over that right now. From Stanch, we have the magazine well, the slide lock, the magazine catch, thumb safety, which is also extended and serrated, the grip safety, which utilizes a palm swell, so when you grasp that, you are properly disengaging that grip safety, and the adjustable rear sight. We do have a front Novak night sight, and Colt was good enough to serrate the slide, top of the slide, in between the sights to also help cut down on any glare when you're acquiring and maintaining a correct sight alignment and sight picture. Now that sighting system they got with a single dot here and a plain rear sight, I feel like that's probably ideal, especially for defensive carry, because you know, front sight, front sight, front sight. So when you have that singular white dot that's also a night sight, and you punch that gun out, it draws your eyes to that dot, which is where you need to be focusing on. It does have a Colt National Match barrel. The barrel bushing and recoil spring plug are from Evolution Gunworks, EGW, and has a Harris trigger and G10 stocks that are held fast by just plain old flathead stock screws, which I'm thankful to see. That's a pretty good laundry list of parts. And then all in all, the pistol is finished in what Colt is calling a smoke gray Cerakote. So it is quite attractive. I see this gun built solely for concealed carry, defensive carry. There's no one right answer. Add this, makes your gun perfect. But you've got a lot of small options that you can put together to kind of give you a little bit of an edge. The front strap here, as well as mainspring housing, are nicely checkered at 25 lines per inch. And that Harris trigger we talked about, well, it's got just a cat hair a take up. And it breaks really clean at about 5.5 pounds with just the little bit of perception of over travel. And I'm going to be honest with you, for a concealed carry, defensive carry gun, 5 pounds, in my opinion, is the threshold that you do not want to be below for a carry gun. We got about 400 rounds through it. A lot of that was the jacket hollow points, some ball, some plus P stuff, even some 450 SMC from Double Tap. The gun was 100% reliable, out of the box, a little bit of CLP in the good spots. However, there is something about the gun that is not for me, and it's actually not even a pistol. Colt sends it with 2 Wilson Combat magazines. And y'all, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't give a damn for Wilson Combat magazines. And I know there's a lot of folks out there that love them, but I do not care for them, not even a little bit. So if it were me, I'd be running some Checkmate 7-round with the dimple follower like John Browning intended. The only difference I would make is I'd be running hybrid lips, and I do believe these are hybrid lips, not wad cutter lips. If you're unsure when I say for a ball lip, hybrid lip, wad cutter lip, let me know, and I can certainly make a video about that. But they do have a bit of an extended base pad, and when carrying this gun with a magazine well, whatever magazine you choose to carry, you are going to want it to have some sort of extended base pad, because that magazine, well, the flare here adds a little bit of length to the grip area. So when you seat that magazine, you want to make sure you got enough mag base pad sticking out that it reliably seats. And I don't see that as a problem with this pistol, solely because when you take this gun and carry it out there, you're not just grabbing magazines out of the old grab bag there and just grab 2 or 3 magazines, stick them in your pocket. You're going to be very methodical and conscious about what magazines you're going to run with this gun, because you want something that works and is reliable. And if you're carrying this gun for self-defense and you have to use the magazine or your spare magazine, God forbid, then you're going to use what you selected and had on person. So you're going to make conscious choices about what ammunition you decide to use and which magazines you decide to use. Now these here again were reliable, just not my speed. We talk about ammunition real quick. I want to send out a huge thank you to Double Tap and Defender Ammunition. They both provided the majority of ammunition for the review. Hornet A also as well sent a bunch of ammo, so I appreciate that. Thank y'all so much. Now, I haven't even field stripped this gun, so I'm going to detail strip it and look on the inside. If y'all have just had a gracious plenty of me in this review, because I know I've kind of gone on a little bit, then if you're done, suffice to say I'm satisfied with the gun. I got to see the inside parts and see how it's held together. I expect everything to be perfect and look new, especially with these list of parts I've talked about, but seeing is believing, trust but verify. So hang around just a second, let's get this thing detail stripped. All right, so as you can see, this whole thing is completely detail stripped and everything looks good, but let's go over some of the small parts here, other than being dirty. The first thing that I like to look at is the locking lugs on the barrel. You can see how they're still got sharp edges on them. These radial locking lugs are crisp. Look here, there's no peening or chipping or bending. So that's an indication between that. And if you look at where it's recessed into the slide for those radial locking lugs, those are also nice and clean and crisp. That tells me first off that the gun is fit correctly. The link is right. All this is like it's supposed to be. The gun is built like it's supposed to, timing wise and barrel fitment. Now it's worth noting that this is a Series 80 style pistol. It does have the Colt Series 80 firing pin safety. In my opinion, that's a non-issue because it's a very reliable system. I got no problem with that. We talked about the EGW Sear and disconnector. I want you to see here, the Sear is in nice shape. It's still got a really nice fine edge on it. It's nice and crisp, looks good. And if you look at this, you can see where the Sear has been relieved and the trigger job was done on the gun. Colt did a fantastic job on that. And of course, the disconnector here, that's fine. No problems with that. Wouldn't expect to see any problems with that. When you inspect the Sear, you also want to look at the hammer hooks. You can see here these hooks are still nice and sharp. Everything is well, nothing is bent or peened. So that tells me that the Sear disconnect and hammer was all fit correctly. There's no problems with that. You can get a good close-up of this nice Stanch grip safety. No perceivable wear on that. Oh, look, it's even marked with his name on it. Very cool. I mean, not that you would expect to see any wear on that. That's just a really nice part I wanted to show you. The magazine well and mainspring housing are all one piece. Still all Stanch in. Everything looks good here. Thumb safety, another Stanch in part. What I like to look at on this is, here's the lug that gets behind the Sear. You want to check this lug out to make sure it's still nice and well fit and crisp. There's no peening or chipping or bent over ledges. That tells you that the thumb safety was fit correctly. EGW barrel bushing and recoil spring plug, we know they're going to be good to go. Evolution Gunworks does a fine job. I know I probably took a lot of time, rambled, talked a lot about this gun, maybe droned on a little bit too much, and if I did, I apologize, but my whole point of this was, it's a really nice, expensive gun from Colt. I've had this gun 4 months now. I'm actually over the usual allotted time for review, but I wanted to have enough people shoot it, enough different types of ammunition through it to believe that the gun is good to go. And so I took a lot of extra time, effort, and energy to put in this review to ensure that when I tell you, hey, in my opinion, this gun is worth $2,600, then I'm not just making something up. I've got the time and video footage and other opinions from people to be able to say that with confidence, and I'm not trying to mislead anybody. However, what do you think? $2,600, that's a lot of money for a carry gun. My theory is, nice carry gun, a lot of nice features. to kind of help stack that deck in your favor, God forbid, if you need to use it. But what do you think? You know, is it worth spending that kind of money on a carry gun? You know, would you go out and do something like that? Yes or no? We've got a comment section in these videos for a reason. Let me know what you think. Does that sound about right to you? Does that seem too high? You would never put this much money in a carry gun, get something, you know, inexpensive like a Glock. You know, so if something happens to it, you can just go out and replace it easily. I don't know. Everybody has their own opinions, so I'd love to hear from y'all. I hope you liked the video. As always, there's going to be an article on rangehot.com that talks about all the details, all the parts list, everything is still going to be there. So please go check that out. Reach out to me, let me know what you think, good, bad, right, or wrong. I love feedback and constructive criticism. If I have earned your subscription, please consider subscribing to rangehot.com so you can keep an eye out on some of the cool stuff we're doing. If not, you know, hey, hang around, keep watching. At some point, hopefully, I'll get it right and you'll like it. So anyway, I went on long enough. Thank you so much for your time and patience for watching the videos and reading the articles. I really appreciate that. I want you to take care of yourselves and each other. I look forward to seeing you at the range.